Live in Boston, Massachusetts, the gem of New England, as the Celtics are about to go into this interconference contest right here. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. Here's the starting group for Houston. Ariza and Anderson holding down the forward spots. The two pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. And it's Capella in at the 5 spot.
And there had been a will he or won't he feeling with Gordon Hayward's free agency. Tough choice, I got to believe, for him to leave Utah, but you can see why he wanted to join forces here with the Celtics.
Here's Irving. James Harden picking up that last basket. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. Irving's got his first points of the night. Paul with the ball. He's picked up by Irving, and Paul gets it to go in.
You got to respect, and you can't sleep on the passing ability of Harden. Love how he zips it over to open teammates.
Irving with a clean look. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
And you know about Harden shooting and his ability to get to the line and all that, but you know, Clark, what some people don't realize is just how fast he's going end to end. I mean, he can just blow by players in the open floor.
Yeah, he's got deceptive speed, Kevin, and part of that is how he's worked to change his body from his college days at Arizona State to who he is in the NBA. He slimmed down a bit, but he still has that strength and that barrel-chestedness that allows him to play so well through contact. But you're right, his speed is lethal and deceptive.
For Boston, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Hayward against Ariza. And another basket for Boston.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Chalk up 2 there.
And one of the things about Harden is he is incredible at scoring despite getting hit. I mean, astonishing to me how he maintains his focus on these shots.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Paul kicks to Harden. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
Kevin, it doesn't really matter if you body Harden up. He's committed to scoring the basketball, and his concentration allows him to do so.
That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown comes in for Gordon Hayward. The Rockets also changing it up. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Gordon in for James Harden. They get it again. Nene. And the layup's good off the glass.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Boston trailing. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Now here's Smart. He's tightly guarded. The kick out to Irving. Good, and Smart gets the assist. And that's 10 points for Kyrie Irving.
I love the 3-point shooting of Irving. Excellent at dialing it in from deep, and you've got to respect his range.
What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for Boston. We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about...
We expect so much out of each other.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media, but also, perhaps the most demanding of all, are the expectations they've got for each other.
Oh yeah. They're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from one another, and I got to tell you, it's fun to watch.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
Yep, firing with confidence and rhythm, Greg. I mean, not allowing the defense to take a break.
Marcus Morris is out there with Tatum. Then there's Brown. Then it's Aaron Baines. And it's Rozier in at the point. That's the Boston 5. Scooped up. A nice shot by Tucker.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Now Brown. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Pass to Rozier. 5 on the clock. Ball's knocked loose. There's the 3. Hits the three-point bomb. One of the hardest things, Clark, to defend in the league is the pick and roll. What do defenders need to key on when they're defending a pick and roll?
Well, I think a couple of things. One is you want to try to dictate where the pick and roll is going to happen and where you want the ball handler to go. And then there's got to be great communication. The 2 guys involved in the screen and roll have to be on the same page. There's got to be a lot of talk. And then the 3 guys maybe not involved have to be ready to help their teammates. So communication, a real sense of trying to dictate to that ball handler where you want him to go and what you want to give up, because you can't take away everything when you're defending a good pick and roll combination.
Al Horford's checked in for Boston. Hayward comes in for Marcus Morris. The Rockets also changing it up. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Riza comes in for Mba'amuta. And it's Harden in for Paul. Feeds to Capella, and Tucker has it in the corner. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Tucker's got 5 points in the quarter. Rozier kicks to Tatum. Picked by Horford. It's Brown with the drive, and he lays it straight in. Brown's got his first 2 points of the night.
And Brown is just so physically imposing. I mean, especially inside where he usually gets whatever he wants.
Here's Harden. That one drops for him.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Rozier the pass to Hayward. Here's Rozier from deep. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Rozier's got the lead up to 3 now for the Celtics.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at them. Show them you can shoot from outside all night long.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Horford with a screen on Harden. Rozier kicks to Hayward. There's the 3. And the basket by Rozier. Rozier's got the lead back up to 3 now for the Celtics. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They had a slight edge on the scoreboard in the second quarter, but only by the slimmest of margins. Kenny, what's your take on Boston? And that wraps up half.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Kyrie. Rockets trail by 3. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Houston. Paul and Harden, the star-studded backcourt. Ariza and Anderson holding down the forward spots. And it's Capella in at the center position.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And the shot goes in. And that's 12 points for Kyrie Irving.
And Irving is super aggressive on offense, constantly looking to shoot the ball. I love his mentality.
Here's Capella, and that's off the glass and in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Irving kicks to Smart. Morris outside. 6 to shoot. Shot from the wing. Rebounded by Capella.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Well, Swiss center Clint Capella is up there as one of the most efficient players in the league. He's only 22, but he's efficient mostly because all his shots come right at the basket, right on the doorstep. Last season, he finished near the top of the league, in fact, in field goal percentage.
And for a while, he was leading the league, if I recall correctly, Kevin. Capella knows who he is, what he's about, and what his team needs from him. So he finishes off his chances that are created by guards penetrating. Not flashy, but very effective.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Morris. And then for Houston, Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And Mbamute comes in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden. Paul, the stupendous finish in traffic. Paul's got 9.
Tell you what, man, this guy has no business at his size being as good as he is in the paint, even against the strongest defense. Chris Paul finding the angle he needs.
Irving, good.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Horford against Anderson. Jacks up a 3. Drills the three-pointer.
And, you know, throughout his career, Anderson has stroked it well from distance. So confident from behind the arc.
For Boston, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And Paul with a clear path to the hoop. And he hits it to tie the game up. Paul's got 6 in the quarter.
And you can see the importance of that steal. Really a 4-point swing with the conversion at the other end.
Here's Irving. In the corner, Smart with it. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Smart's got his first 3 points of the game. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Celtics out in front, up 3. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Hey, bottom line is...
And thanks for joining us again as the 4th quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. We've got Hayward. Smart is out there with Irving. Then there's Horford. And it's Baines in at the center, locking down the middle. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. And on the way from Irving for 3. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Horford has a wide-open look. And again, Boston with the triple.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
A 3 from Anderson. And another 3 for Houston.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth action we're witnessing here right now. I mean, the crowd's going crazy. One moment for one three-pointer, then they come right back and boom, another. Boy, this is starting to get real.
Guys, intensity turned up at its highest level. A perimeter bomb fest going on right now.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Aaron Baines. Houston also making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Ariza comes in for Mbamute. And it's Harden in for Eric Gordon. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens had to say to his team. He told his team to keep looking for those perimeter shots. He said their defense is not respecting us, so let's keep shooting until they come out on us, guys.
Thanks, David. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. There's a minute 47 left here in the 4th quarter. Paul with the steal.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was.
Harden's shot is good.
He's such a clutch shooter, Kevin. He just lives for the big shot.
Boston's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Irving dishes to Smart. On its way from Hayward for 2. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 4 assists now tonight. Rockets trailed by 3. Harden outside. Ariza outside. Over Irving. And it's Houston with another.
Tell you what, it's pretty obvious why CP3 is the man they rely on in these big moments. I mean, he's courageous, fearless, and productive.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Boston.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
And he ends up making the second, and that will put them up by 2.
And really, if not for the miss, they'd be sitting in a much better position.
To take the lead. Gets the 3 to fall.
This is the red-hot version of Chris Paul right there.
The Celtics have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Here's Irving. Count the basket and the foul. Chris Paul picks up that one.
Kyrie Irving has simply caught fire.
Getting it done at the line as he usually does, and that could be huge in a tight game like this one.
Here's Harden on the wing. Defended by Hayward.
They came close there to tying it up.
Yeah, you know, and after the way they fought back into it here in the fourth, that would have been a big bucket for them.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing them deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
Trains it from downtown.
Man, they're getting a fantastic effort from James Harden right now.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely massive free throw. That'll force them into a 3-point attempt.
Paul for 3. Count it! A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
Mr. Clutch coming through. Chris Paul in a situation where there are must-have points. He cashes in.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Now here's Smart, guarded by Harden. To the inside, Horford. Count it!
A top-notch postgame is just one of the ways Horford helps his team. One of the more important ways, though, is because he's a tough matchup down low.
Paul for 3. No good from 3-point territory. And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out